Beautiful view, isn't it? Well, we've got a hurricane coming in a few days, so this thing needs to get back on the ground before that comes. Before the car is back on the ground, we're changing these lower control arms, and I'm going to show you how to do it on your 4th Gen F body. As you can see, I've already started. Take off your wheels and tires. Remove your sway bar links. Both the top and bottom are 13s. Do you hear the cicadas absolutely singing over there? Remove your strut bolts. The bolt itself is going to be a 13 still, and the nut on the bottom is a 15. Now we're removing that nut and bolt right there, and this one here on the bottom. We're just going to put something here first to support this, so that once you do remove those 2 bolts, it doesn't come falling down. This nut here and that one right there are both 13/16. Essentially, behind your hub, you're going to remove that cotter pin and that castle nut, and then separate the ball joint from the assembly. A ball joint separator is ideal. I picked this up at Harbor Freight for $10. You can rent these though. Now you remove the 2 bolts holding it in place. Once you've done that, this will just pull right out. Just some quick notes here. While your arm is off, ensure that you have a jack supporting the rest of the assembly so that you don't strain your tie rod ends. And right now I'm on the driver's side, so if you turn your wheel all the way to the passenger side, that will move your tie rod out of the way a little bit, so you can pull out that that bolt right there a lot easier and not be like me and put a hole in your power steering boot. I'll patch it up later, I'm not worried about that. Remove your old sway bar link from your old A-arm. This fitting's messed up, and this fitting is definitely messed up. It is done. Not a single mile more. It is done. Install the new arm. Hand tighten your nuts, pause on the bolts, and use the factory ones. However, if you got the same ones that I did from UMI, or I think even BMR, you get new bolts, nuts, and lock washers for the shocks. Use those instead of the factory ones. Once everything's hand tightened, we'll put the ball joint back on and put the new castle nut and cotter pin on. Reconnect your sway bar end link, and then you can start tightening everything before you get to that cotter pin, because once you twist that cotter pin, there's no untwisting it. Just work your way down. A-arm, shock, sway bar end link, castle nut. That new castle nut is slightly bigger, I believe. Should be a 7/8. Now take a needle nose to that cotter pin and spread it open. Pause. Now you got 2 fittings on these. One of them is right here, and you got a second one right under your new castle nut and cotter pin. If yours didn't come on the arms already, then put those on. If they did though, just make sure that they're on tight. You can use a pair of an adjustable wrench, not like this, if that makes sense. Hit both of those fittings with your grease gun, 1 to 2 pumps each, no more than that. Wipe off any excess you see, and then everything you saw me do exactly that for the other side. Put your wheels and tires back on, lower the car back down, and you're good. Thank y'all for watching. If you're in any of the affected areas, please stay safe. I love you, Jesus loves you, and God bless.